All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live. We are in color. Brandon, sorry I was running late. We didn't get to have our mini debrief.
You're good. I was running late too. So
Yeah.
as soon as I logged in, like the stream started, it's like, okay, perfect timing. So
dude, you still got, is that the work shirt from today?
It is. It is the work shirt. Yeah. It's been a busy afternoon, man. It's been a busy afternoon. Matter of fact, up until about 5 minutes ago, I was trying to fix my coffee maker in the kitchen.
What did you do to it?
It just stopped working. I think the heating element's just broken. It won't get hot.
What kind is it?
It's a Ninja. It's a Ninja. We got it about, I don't know, 16 months ago. So it should still be working, but my dumbass didn't buy the warranty with it, the extra warranty. So we're just out of the year manufacturer warranty. So I think we're just screwed.
Dude,
I hate that shit.
Well, I've got one thing to say about that.
So it's not good. It's really gross. That's true.
Oh, Brandon, man. Let's see who we got tonight, man. Rock Music Forever, Kevin L. Quentin loves trains and horror films. Mr. Deadlights, Ivan. Akeem, what's up, pimp? How you doing? Akeem was at Coachella having a good old time.
Nice.
I saw Blink 182 did their first show with Tom DeLonge there for the first time in years, since he came back.
Mm-hmm.
Antonis, Brandon Houston, Tyler Fell, Jaden Christopher, what's up? Ivan Pagan, Alex Bacon, Zach's Horror House, Scratch Burno as a familiar face, Justin Smith. Justin, we're hoping the internet doesn't shit the bed. I've gone through a number of things to make my internet better. So, Ali, how are you, brother? Z Pam, how do you say this, Brandon?
He, she, we big boobs. She, we big boobs.
Okay. And that's Nicolas Cage.
It is.
JG Michael, how are you? Cody 8077, Nathan Mills, Dalton, Matt Isident. I think that's how you say it. I think we got a super chat. Let me see. I like mixing Wolfman with Dracula. Smell when I'm stepping in. Alex must be a You Need a Candles fan, dude. Now, Brandon, this is a very generous donation. We just got a $5 super chat from our good listener, Alex Bacon. Does this warrant the newest clip?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's $5, man.
That's a lot of money. Look, and that's $5.
Yeah, you tell me, is it juicy enough?
Well, I'll tell you what, Alex is a good dude. I appreciate the support. I'm trying to make it to where if people do donations, I want it to feel worthwhile, right? So I'm trying to make these funny clips. I personally think I outdid myself with this one.
Oh, no.
So are you ready?
Roll it.
It's always been Creepshow 2. One that we have is great value, so it's a Creepshow 2 also to me just feels like that perfect 80s time capsule. You know what I mean? Like with the Firebird and the second sequence and all that stuff. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Walmart brand. It'll flip your lunch tray.
That's amazing.
What kind of David Lynch shit was that?
Dude, I'm like a Netflix documentary.
You know what was so funny editing that? I was like, I'm going to take a clip of him literally just talking about something, and for a split second, that clip sounds like it's something like serious because it's always been about Creepshow 2. That's the first thing you said.
It's like the video you find in the vault of a serial killer, man. For fuck's sake.
Oh my god. I hope the people like it. Let me look at the comments. Oh my god. Thank you, Alex.
That's awesome.
You.
That is fantastic.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry, my mouse is sticky. It's not really working. Let me hit the glider. There we go. Oh, thank you, Alex Bacon. Alex, dude, if anybody's interested, if you go to youneedacandles.com,
super chat.
We got another one. If you go to youneedacandles.com, we've actually got some creature left. And this week we're dropping some of the most fire melts. Friday, we're dropping probably the coolest listing we've ever done. Rock Music says, how have you gone from dirty money to filthy money?
Hot butter, dirty duds, all kinds of shit, man.
Really quick, before we get to that, I saw we have a super chat. Brandon,
mm-hmm.
I need people to go see Renfield because it's bombing and it's really good. It's really, really, it's a really fun movie. You would love it.
Yeah.
But if you don't see that, Nick actually said on the last show, we're going to do a live Saturday for Evil Dead Rise. And Nick was like, hey, if Brandon sees it before Saturday night, tell him to come on the show with us. So you're more than welcome to hop on that show with us Saturday night.
If you can see that's for Evil Dead?
Evil Dead Rise. Now, I would like you to see Renfield. My buddy Jaden Christopher hit me up about it. He gave it 4.5 stars. I genuinely gave it a 5-star review. I really loved it. I'm not saying it's everybody's cup of tea, but in terms of horror comedy, it was my exact cup of tea. I fell in love with it. I thought it was hysterical.
I really want to see it. I didn't know it was bombing. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's just not doing good.
It's kind of a weird time of the year, though. You know what I mean? Like
it is, and then there's Mario Brothers, so. Let's get to the super chat, shall we? Where's it at? The comments are... All right, let me see. I got to scroll slow.
It's from Zach's Horror House.
Zach's Horror House with a $9.99. Look at him macking on this profile pic. Did you guys see this? Hold on. Dude's macking with a pretty blonde. Look at him go, dude. Thank you, Zach's Horror House. Big pimping over here. That deserves a couple. If you do $10, you get a few. So I'm gonna give you the money one, but let's do a few.
Listen to me. The next time you have to theater, buy a box of milk duds or sneak them in, and go to the hot butter and drizzle it all into the box of milk duds. It is the best thing you'll ever have in your life.
The best part of eating corn on the cob is when like shit sprays out of it and you hit somebody in the eye with the water.
With all these nicknames, everyone that I accumulate like 3 pounds of fat.
If you do 10, if you do 9.99 and up, you get the Gambit. Can we get a drum roll, please, Brandon? Can I get a drum roll?
Here.
It's always been Creepshow 2. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Creepshow 2 also to me just feels like that perfect 80s time capsule. You know what I mean? Like with the Firebird and the second sequence and all that stuff. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Walmart brand. It'll flip your lunch tray.
I don't know what it is.
That's the best one. That's the best one.
Thank you, dude. I was just editing shit together. I had no plan.
There's so many of those now. We're going to have enough for like a full Gambit eventually.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, man, I'm dying. I'm fucking dying. Anyway, thank you so much, Zach's Horror House. That was it, dude. De Jesus, what's up, brother? All right, so Brandon, we're gonna have a good show tonight. We've got the chat with us here. We've got a lively chat. I want to get to the chat's questions with a bunch of stuff they want to talk about, obviously. But I made this the thing for patrons. I told them to submit some questions that we could actually answer. That way they can, because sometimes the patrons can't be here and they support the channel as well. So they do good stuff for me. So let me go to the first one. Some of these are pretty, quick questions. Let's see. Okay. Hold on, let me find it. Let's see. All right, Saturn Video asks this one, guys. And the chat, get involved with this. You guys answer this. Match Talks Movies, how you guys doing? Pope's Exorcist was good. I'm so curious about the Pope's Exorcist, right? With Russell Crowe and everything. I want to see that. And it's interesting that a lot of people are saying that it's really not that bad. Because I saw a promotion for that on WWE of all places.
Yeah, I've had little to no interest in seeing that movie, but I do really want to see Renfield and Evil Dead. But I've heard nothing but good things about Pope's Exorcist so far, I feel like.
Akeem said he didn't like it, so there's one. Dude who loves movies, what's up, dude? Dude, we've gotten dirty already.
Filthy.
Can you guys let me know in the chat, how do you like the newest Brandon clip? And I've got to up that one the next time we do a show for a super chat. I got to make an even crazier clip.
I got to give you new material.
You do. We'll figure something out. Okay, so this comes from Saturn Video, and of course the chat, get involved with us. Saturn Video says vampire movies, your favorites, and what you think needs a new what do you think needs a new physical media release? Vampire movie. My favorite vampire movie of all time is either Fright Night or Dracula 1979 with Frank Langella. I love those two to death. How do you feel? What's your favorite?
My favorite vampire movies, two of them, they're actually tied. I go back and forth on which one's my favorite, but it's a tie between Lost Boys and 1994's Interview with the Vampire. So good. And as far as his second question about which one needs a new release, we just got the new Lost Boys 4K, but I really want a well done, newly remastered 4K version of Interview with the Vampire. Big box, maybe Vinegar Syndrome. I don't know who would do that, but
that's like really a Criterion title, though, in a sense. Like, it's so high tier, right? It's like a smart movie. It's
right, and then the 30th anniversary is coming up next year, so they should do something.
Jesus Christ,
30th
anniversary.
It's insane.
I would agree with that. I also think, I would say Interview is the biggest one that would need a 4K jump.
Fright Night doesn't have a 4K, does it?
Fright Night does have a 4K. They did a steelbook, and it's gorgeous. I think I actually have it handy. I might. And then I might not. But yes, it's got to be. I reviewed it and all that. It's a gorgeous 4K. Of course, Fright Night 2. I mean, Jesus Christ, we need Fright Night 2 on American Blu-ray, Vestron Video, whatever. There was announcements of one coming, but then that was an overseas thing, and that was a little while ago. And I'm hoping that we actually get it, and it doesn't just go away, because it's going to be a Region B thing for sure. I'll tell you that right now. Good question, Saturn Video.
Yeah.
Once Bitten, Pat Master says, I love Once Bitten. That's a funny little Jim Carrey movie.
It is good.
Mickey B asks a really good question. And for the chat as well, like I said, guys, you guys get involved with this, because you could actually give me and Brandon some tips on this. This is a great question. Mickey B says, unknown or underrated horror movies you can only find on streaming. For example, Blood Red Sky on Netflix. I think it's the most underrated vampire movie. Speaking of vampires, I have not seen Blood Red Sky, but I can drop a bomb on the chat. Sticking with vampires, and Brandon, I don't know if you've seen this. The 3-part series on Netflix only it's called Dracula, is insane. And the thing that's so good about it is they actually do a segment of the boat, the actual boat. Because in the story, Dracula gets on the boat, raises hell, and then makes his way on land, right? A lot of movies didn't do that. And my assumption is because it was probably very expensive to do that. Mm-hmm. You can't fake sea in 1980, right? Or 1956. Right. But the 3-part series on Netflix called Dracula is insane. Great casting of Dracula. That's my most underrated thing. And again, it's sad, because it's like people love Dracula and they love the lore and the aesthetic of Dracula, but they don't check out all the stuff that has the character. Mm-hmm. And it really bumps me out. I get it, but Dracula is sexy to me, man. You know what I mean? Like it's sensual, it's scary, and there's so many looks to the character. Mm. There's the big gargoyle monster Dracula you'll see in the 92 film, right? There's the Frank Langella suave, almost Elvis-like Dracula, not in voice, but like appearance. Then you've got Interview with the Vampire. Well, that's not Dracula, but I loved the Netflix Dracula to death. I want people to check that out.
Did you, speaking of that sequence you're talking about with the boat, did you see the trailer for the
Voyage of the Last? Dude, that looks fucking great.
That's out of nowhere.
It's I know, but please, at least I've got another Dracula movie to look forward to.
Yeah,
dude, it looks like a straight ahead, just moody, dark horror movie all around that part of the book. Just the boat ride. So, dude, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for that. Do you have anything from a Netflix or streaming site that you think's pretty underrated?
Not really, because I feel like everything I found on there is pretty much everything that I can get on physical media. I don't really know what is and isn't available. You know what I mean? As far as streaming goes. Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, real quick before we get to that super chat, don't worry, Saturn Video. I never forgot about you. Terror Train, says Jaden. I never saw the Terror Train. Mike didn't like the Netflix Dracula. Fair enough. Fair enough. But I really did. I really did. Nuclear's interested in the new Demeter film. They took it off Hulu. Oh, TCM 2022. Brandon, you don't like that, though. You don't like that movie, though, do you?
Not really. I mean,
I love it.
I'm kind of warming up to it a little bit.
I love it. It's my favorite Texas Chainsaw movie now. I'm kidding.
Oh,
Saturn Video, $5. I'm betting on a 4K steelbook of From Dusk Till Dawn this year from Paramount. Dude, that'd be great. That'd be great on 4K too. 96, 35 mil. That'd be fantastic. I'd love a 4K of From Dusk Till Dawn. That's a damn good movie, man.
It is. Yeah.
It's so fun. Guys, you know what that means? $5. I'll give him a little extra.
Here it comes. It is fucking fantastic.
One.
Oh,
hold on.
It's always been Creepshow 2. One that we have is great value, so it's a Creepshow 2 also to me just feels like that perfect 80s time capsule. You know what I mean? Like with the Firebird and the second sequence and all that stuff. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Walmart brand. It'll flip your lunch tray.
dude, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like the rapper intros and like the old We Got Beef VHS tapes and stuff. That's exactly what it reminds me of.
Hey, now do you remember now? it was like 11:30 at night, and I saw you were still online, and I said, Brandon, please send me a clip of you saying it'll flip your lunch tray.
Yeah.
And you sent me one voice note, and you went, "This is what he did, guys." He goes, "It'll flip your lunch tray. It'll flip your lunch tray. It'll flip your lunch tray." And I had to pick one out of the three, and I ended up going with the first one because usually the first take's always best. You're a director, you're a filmmaker, you know this, right? The first take is usually the best take.
Yep. That's awesome.
Thank you, Sam.
Dan, that clip is a long time in the making, though, now that I'm thinking about it. That was a while ago.
Just the fact that it's you, it's just the fact that it's you talking about Creepshow 2 while you're just like posing on the couch.
It's fantastic.
Dude, these nicknames people give you. I come up with this silly stuff and they run with it. Dirty butter.
Man.
Can we go over your nicknames? And then we got another $2 super chat.
Oh man.
You started out, dude. I remember I introduced you on the show, and I literally was like, make something up in your head, make something up in your head. And I said, Dirty Money Brandon Tabatato, which insinuates that you're in the mob. You gamble, you launder money, you get your money in the dirty way, right?
Exactly.
That turned into, I remember my favorite comment was Dave Vanderhoff. I think I saw in the chat a second ago. He commented, "Dirty money is filthy." What the fuck is
What else was there? There was
and then it
filthy
turned into
duds, filthy butter, all kinds of stuff.
Then we got filthy money today. And then I did a stream where I said live with the Butterman. And then you're dirty butter. And then you're filthy butter. And then you're the dirty butter man. The filthy butter man.
It never ends, man. And speaking of Pap in the chat, Satan Brandon, I've seen that about 5 times now from different people in the chat. I'll make a generalized list of all the names for the next stream.
I want to give a shout out really quick to he's become a real good friend, guy named Kyle. If you're listening, buddy, thanks. I know you're probably usually busy at night, but he's a viewer of the channel and he's a patron as well. And we had a phone call the other night. He just wanted to actually talk to me, and we had a really good conversation. We started talking about David Lynch, right? And just had a really in-depth conversation about David Lynch movies. And he gifted me this after we had our talk. He goes, "Man, I want you to go back. I want you to rewatch this movie on 4K." Because I told him I like this movie, but I don't love it, but I don't dislike it. I literally don't know how to feel about it. But there's moments that terrify me. And so he got me this 4K Criterion of Mulholland Drive. And he told me how to watch the film. I don't want to really spoil it in case people haven't seen this movie. This movie is profoundly interesting, but I never could really wrap my head around the movie and make sense of it. And he explained something to me. So I'm really excited to watch this on 4K Mulholland Drive. This was like David Lynch's Black Album, if you will. Or not Black Album, his like comeback album. This was his Alice Cooper Trash, or name another big comeback record from a band. This was his Permanent Vacation from Aerosmith, where he got it back, right? Because things weren't going his way. A lot of it was studio problems. But anyway, thank you so much, Kyle. Let's see what the people are saying. There's Dave. I see Dave. Dirty butter. Oh, hold on. I can't skip the super chat. What am I doing? Brandon, you got to stop me. Mr. Deadlights, thoughts on Dracula Dead and Loving It. This is the Leslie Nielsen Dracula 92 parody.
Yep.
The funniest part about that movie is when he takes the hairpiece off, right? It's Gary Oldman, right? Takes the hairpiece off and puts it on the coat rack. I love Dracula Dead and Loving It. I never upgraded I have the DVD, but I never upgraded to the Scream Factory Blu-ray. I need to, quite frankly. Although I'd take a 4K of that movie. I think it's hysterical.
Wait, did we just say Gary Oldman?
It's not Gary Oldman. It's
Leslie Nielsen.
No. Gary Oldman played Dracula in the 92 movie.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying he was parodying Gary Oldman's Dracula,
right,
where he takes the hairpiece off and Dead and Loving It. So that's a super chat. We got to play the clip. Did we already play the clip?
I don't know.
Fuck it.
Play it again. You have to.
It's always been Creepshow 2. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Creepshow 2 also to me just feels like that perfect 80s time capsule. You know what I mean? Like with the Firebird and the second sequence and all that stuff. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Walmart brand. It'll flip your lunch tray.
I'm so glad I was wearing the Hey Arnold shirt for that sequence.
Brandon just keeps ascending the butter tower of power.
Dude, that's awesome.
Somebody said, I think it was Jaden said, toe butter vision.
I can make t-shirts of this stuff.
Let's get to the next question right here. Stick with us, chat. You guys are fucking crazy tonight. Kevin Lantzer, excuse me, best shot on video horror movies. That's tough. I tell you what, though, dude, that movie Heartlands of Darkness that just came, not just came out, but Visual Vengeance put out, that is a really fun one. So I'm actually going to go with that because that's the most recent in my head. But then you've got the video balances.
Yeah. Shot on video, right? Videotape.
Videotape.
And are we talking about just personal preference or like quality wise? Like, does it matter?
Best is a subjective word. And,
okay.
I guess.
What was your answer again, Christian?
I was going to go with Heartlands of Darkness because it was actually a really fun movie. I liked it a lot. And it was actually, it looked pretty good for shot on video.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, well, fine. Real quick. Was Puppet Master 4 and 5 shot on video or film?
35.
They were shot on 35?
Oh, yeah. That's the Paramount era.
Then I'm going to go with Shock 'em Dead. Absolutely shot on videotape.
Yeah, look.
Oh, holy shit. There we go.
Dave. I have not seen Scary Tales. Brandon, should we break the news?
I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Do you have a prototype to show off? That's the question.
Hang tight, people.
He's calling the next room.
Sydney, do me a favor. Bring me a Butterman milk dud and butter wax melt, please. Thank you. I don't think Jaden's going to believe it till he sees it. You know. But anyway, Brandon, you ready for another question?
I'm absolutely ready.
Kevin asked another question. Kevin said the most iconic one-liners in horror. How you doing, Jamie? Good to see you. Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Oh, is it my turn?
It'll flip your lunch tray.
There's so many good ones, but I always come back to Hit the Noise and the Cherries from Jason Lives. I know it's not as big as a Freddy one-liner, but that resonates in my brain all the time. All the time.
All right, Brandon, do you mind? Good choice. Let's go with one. Oh, you know, dude, that's not even the best line from Jason Lives. The best line is, do you have it? I've got the whole enchilada.
That movie's, every line in that movie's the best line, okay?
Do you mind if I go solo for a second, Brandon?
I do not mind.
Okay, guys. So, I just want to say, this was actually Sydney's idea. It actually really was. We have a launch Friday. And I'll tell you guys, since you're here on the show, if you've never bought from Unita Candles before, here's our website right here. Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have an amazing launch. We're going to have the Stuff wax melts. We're going to have Street Trash wax melts, which they look amazing. Sydney really made them look all kinds of colorful. We are going to have... what else? Jason Takes Manhattan. Welcome to New York. Wax melts. We have a limited Fright Night candle. A big, beautiful, fat Fright Night candle. And real quick, Saturn Video actually says, "Are you going to give Nick a cent?" As a matter of fact, I'm going to work with Nick, and we are both going to equally combine our ideas to make a You Need a Candles, a You Need a Power podcast wax melt. We're gonna take ideas. I'm gonna get with him on that. This was actually Sydney's idea because I wasn't gonna do this. Coming this Friday is the Tabata Vision hot butter and milk dud wax melts. Now, the way this is going to work, instead of buying each of them for $5, for $8.50, we're selling this as a pack. You get the milk dud and the hot butter. The way you're supposed to melt these, you pull out a cube of the chocolate, the milk dud, and you pull out a cube of the hot butter. You let them melt together, and then you get the hot buttered milk dud scent. I have done the homework and experimented with this. I've tried it. And Brandon, I'm going to be honest with you. It smells fucking amazing.
Excellent.
It actually does. But this is it, guys. Coming out this Friday is the Tabata Vision. And look what it says on the silver screen, Brandon.
I love it. It'll flip your lunch tray. That's fantastic.
This is Brandon. This is your complimentary set, of course, since you gave me the okay to use your IP.
Yes. Look at that.
So those will be shipped out to you tomorrow. But guys, I'm super excited.
You guys can all melt those beautiful scents and think of me sitting on your couch in the dark.
Yeah. And when the You Need a Horror podcast melt is going to be available right around the 100th episode we're going to do. So that's going to be a big thing. But I'm going to get with Nick. We're going to combine all the ideas we've had over the show, things we've said. Maybe it'll be called the Hey Now wax melt or the, whatever ridiculous shit Nick says, which we both say a lot of it. So I've got to get with him and we're going to design a wax melt together. But this was Sydney's idea and I thought it was a little crazy. But you get these for a steal. These are $8.50. You buy it as a set and you save $1.50. So there it is, guys. This is just magic.
Well, you've opened up a whole new can of worms now because people are going to buy your flavors or your scents, other scents, and mix those together to come up with other weird shit.
That's on them. Kevin asks another question. He says, the best of full moon entertainment. I've talked about full moon till I'm blue in the face. The best full moon movie to me. By the fans, not really just me. I shouldn't say that. I think the best full moon movie, according to the fans, is probably Castle Freak or Puppet Master 3. But Brandon, I have a feeling you have a different opinion.
I'm still leaning towards Puppet Master 4 and 5. You could even consider those one full film. You know what I mean? I think that's just the most epic, the coziest. I think it's just the best. I think it's the best presentation. I get the 3 argument. I get it. But Puppet Master 4 and 5 is where it's at for me.
The Jeff Burr films, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the people are saying. Let me see. My scroll thing just does not work. I gotta actually click on the. Yeah, it is epic, Mr. Deadlights. You're right. Waiting on Jack Attack. Looks sorry, not yet. Ginger Mad 2. Is that Passion of the Crust, Ben Grimm? I feel you, Brandon. And Kevin also asks the creepiest kid in horror. Who is the creepiest kid in horror? What do we say, folks? What's the creepiest kid in a horror film? I know this. I know the creepiest kid in a horror film. That floating vampire demon kid in Salem's Lot, scratching on the window.
Ooh.
That's a creepy kid. We have the Planet CHH wax melt and candle, Brandon. We actually just sold out. You said, not you, Brandon. We sold out of the Planet CHH Ultra Grape candle the other day. But I will restock the Planet CHH grape wax melt soon because the people love the grape. I didn't think the grape was going to take off, but it did. What is the creepiest kid?
Hmm.
That's a good one, Jaden.
Shit, I don't know. That's a great fucking question. I'm running through 100 scenarios right now. Your answer is choice. I'm going to steal that one from you too.
It's a good answer, isn't it?
Yeah. Because kids are usually not creepy. Usually they're annoying.
The Good Son. McCulkin in that one.
Yeah, but he was never really creepy though.
No, but he was intimidating.
He was. That movie kicks ass.
That's
That's a great fucking movie. I need to watch that movie again, man. That movie needs a fucking
Salem
Vinegar
Slot?
Syndrome release. No, The Good Son.
The Good Son. Yeah.
Yes,
Salem's Lot needs a 4K too, though.
it does.
Total Meltdown says, Christian, I don't comment enough, but I enjoy your You Need a Podcast. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I know Nick does as well. Oh shit, Brandon. See that butter colored comment?
Oh man, look at that. That's perfect too.
It's for you. Zombie Madness. First of all, great. Zombie Madness. I want to say that I love your profile pic. He says, Brandon, it's just this. You read it. This is for you.
Brandon, where do you get that Jason mask? It looks awesome. And for the whole chat room, who's your favorite zombie girl? Linnea Quigley as Trash or Melinda Clark as Julie?
That's actually a tough question for me. The second part.
I feel like Trash is more iconic, and her zombie form is way scarier than Melinda Clark in part 3. But obviously, Julie's a way more likable zombie because she's actually like a character. Where Linnea Quigley, she's just like a punk rock caricature who becomes a zombie. Melinda Clark seems, her character's pretty fleshed out in part 3. Pun intended.
I feel like going against Trash would be completely blasphemous to me. I got to stick with Trash. That shot of her coming out of the cemetery with the hobo pushing the grocery cart, man, that's great stuff.
I always thought the scene where she bites the captain is so freaky looking.
Yeah, dude, when she rips that top off on the gravestone, oh my god! The camera cuts to Miguel Nunez real quick, and his eyes go wow, like that. Where did he get the mask though, Brandon?
The mask was we made the mask, or I made the mask. It was a blank from JDF Studios. He's not around anymore, but he made the best ABS plastic blanks, screen accurate blanks for all the movies. So I bought it. I painted it up. It's not the best paint job. It was one of my first ones, and I took it to Spooky Empire in 2018, I think, and we had Kane Hodder sign it for us. And then we met him in costume later that same day when he was wearing the Part 8 costume. It was pretty dope.
Badass. It's a good looking Part 8 mask. Really good looking Part 8 mask.
Appreciate it.
Is there any other companies that you got masks from while we were on the question?
Yeah. I have a ton of blanks right now sitting in a drawer. I need to paint up and finish and make a bunch of videos on. That'll be some good content for the channel. But I can't remember where the hell I bought those from. I bought them last year because JDF stopped doing them and this new company started doing them. I think they bought all of his molds, but for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the company off the top of my head. But Zombie Madness, I will message you if I can and let you know. I'll look it up after the stream's over with. I'm sure I can find the name somewhere.
Dude, I'm trying to make it a habit of every time I stream now, I get a big giant cup of water and I drink it.
Yeah.
I'm getting older, Brandon. I gotta be healthy. But we got a $10 super chat. You know what that means? We run through the gamut.
The best part of eating corn on the cob is when like shit sprays out of it and you hit somebody in the eye with the water.
Hold on.
It's fucking fantastic.
Listen to me or grapeseed oil, Brandon. I think the grapeseed oil is a better clip myself.
Mm.
Make it with just the kernels, add your salt in there after it's finished, and instead of shaking it up with that popcorn butter oil stuff you're talking about, use some grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil and salt, it'll change your life. I swear to Christ.
It's time for the main event.
Do it.
Let me pull the chat down so you can see the whole screen. Thank you very much, Zombie. You're the man. Here we go, Brandon.
It's always been Creepshow 2. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Creepshow 2 also to me just feels like that perfect 80s time capsule. You know what I mean? Like with the Firebird and the second sequence and all that stuff. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Walmart brand. It'll flip your lunch tray.
That clip feels like a clip that was uploaded to YouTube in like 2006 with no context at all. That's what it seems like. I wish I had something that bizarre on my channel. I could go rip and give it to you. But
Just wait till I start making some of these of Nick. So if we're doing a Unita and we get like a super chat, oh god! And with Nick, I've got so much material.
oh man,
It's gonna be funny.
that's amazing.
Oh my god! Thank you so much, man.
Real quick, if you don't mind, I need to address Justin Smith. He asked me about Crash Creations. Justin, no, it's not Crash Creations where I got the new blanks from, but Crash, just so everybody in the chat knows, his masks are killer. So if you can afford to pick up a Crash Cunningham hockey mask and, wait the 4 or 5 weeks to get it, his masks are absolutely off the chain. End scene.
I don't know what this is in reference to, but it just makes me laugh reading it. Yes,
The best GMs.
Let's see. All right, let me get through some of these other Patreon questions. That way we can I swear to Christ is the best. That way we can get to the chat questions. It Ain't No Butterflies asks, will Dirty Money be the next Butterball if they make a new Hellraiser movie?
There's easier ways to call me fat. You can just come out and say
it. That sounds like a future clip for me. And then he follows it up with this. You ready? This is the best part, Brandon. 5 songs. This is the best follow-up question to that I've ever heard. Let me repeat the first question. Will Dirty Money be the next Butterball if they make a new Hellraiser movie?
yes.
5 songs to get you going. 5 songs to get you going when everything falls apart.
That's not where I expected that question to go. It should have just been 5 songs to get you going, question mark.
So you just got asked if you're going to be Butterball. And the follow-up question is 5 songs to get you going when everything falls apart. Oh my god. Oh, Brandon, what gets you going? What song gets you going?
Shit.
That's a good idea, Saturn Video. I'm gonna remember that.
Blue by Eiffel 65.
I get you going when things are falling apart.
Oh yeah. What else? That's all I really got. I just listened to that song over and over and over. So.
Yeah, I read that in the song. Pause. Oh my
god. That comment wins the chat for the night.
Oh my god, dude, I'm fucking dying. Guys, please drop a like on the stream. This shit's hysterical tonight. I'm gonna go with I Still Believe, Tim Capello. That gets me going, man. When everything's falling apart.
That's the anthem. That is the anthem to end all anthems. If you're ever in a shitty mood or someone's pissing you off, that is the best song to play.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
By the way, I'm super jealous that you got to see that dude live.
Dude, it was so fun. I'm looking at my 27x40 Lost Boys poster signed right here. It's got his autograph right here. It's really cool to look at. It's a good looking poster. The Lost Boys poster is not the greatest poster ever, but
Yeah.
it works. It works.
How did it sound? Did it sound really good?
Oh, dude, yeah, the videos didn't do it justice at all.
Yeah.
It was so fun, dude. He motivated me so much.
Yeah.
67 years old, and like he sounded great. He moved great. He played great. I mean, he was awesome. I've actually covered I Still Believe. If you're a patron, if you go to my posts and just search I Still Believe, you'll find my cover, but I can do it better. So I need to redo it. But go listen to it if you're a patron. It's old. So a lot of the patrons that I have are more or less in the last 6 months. The Patreon's been great. I want to say thank you to all my patrons again. I mean, it's amazing, but I was consistent. I keep posting and I try to make more things, and we got 83 patrons on the channel now. I'm honored that you guys, have a lot of you guys have signed up. So we got a few more questions tonight from the patrons. Let's see. Let's see. Jeff Overing, CHH. I want to ask, what's your favorite non-horror movie of all time? For the chat as well, please jump in with this. My favorite non-horror movie of all time, Brandon. I don't think anybody's going to top my favorite non-horror movie of all time. I don't. Because tell me a better movie than First Blood. You know what I mean? That's my favorite. One of my favorite movies in the world is First Blood.
Mm-hmm.
Stallone. Such a good movie.
Yeah.
What is yours? I think yours is go ahead. I'm answering for you.
My favorite non-horror movie? It's probably Wayne's World, actually.
That's a good choice.
I could watch that movie endlessly. Wayne's World 1 or 2, or Addams Family 1 or 2. That's probably more horror, but yeah, dude, Wayne's World 1 or 2 endlessly.
Good answers already. Ghostbusters, Back to the Future.
Those two, man. You can watch Ghostbusters
I agree.
or Back to the Future endlessly and never be bored with those movies.
Pat Masters putting butter in the chat. The horror baddie. How are you? Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. She says, what was one of the first horror items you guys remember purchasing, and what is something you wish you could own? First horror item you remember purchasing, Brandon?
The first horror item. Do Halloween items count?
Halloween's yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I think it was one of those. I think when I was in Walmart, when I was like 4 or 5, I think my grandma, I convinced her to buy me one of those animatronic Halloween witches that would move slowly with the candle in its hand. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And the eyes would flicker red and make that weird spider noise and shit. That's a vivid, nostalgic horror memory for me as far as collectibles go.
Yes, that's great. For me, I know that one of the things any kid did when it was Halloween time was go to Walgreens or Kmart and get one of the $6-7 Scream masks. You could get them really cheap back then. And I remember having 4 or 5 of them. And Brandon, I swear to God, I think we've talked about this. I swear to God, I had a green one. I had a red one.
Those are the pre-Scream years, right? Before the actual movie came out. When Funworld just had those masks and they weren't called Ghostface yet.
Yeah. And the movie might have been out, but they had pumped those into circulation or something. I just know that I had.
They do. They did exist, and they go for a pretty penny now too, man. Like few $100 on eBay easy for the green and the orange and stuff. This is a great double question, man.
It is. What is something you wish I could? Horror baddie, I can tell you this. Let me move to the side. The one thing I've always wanted to own is right there, that baby Freddy. I've always wanted that, and I got it. Now, what is something else? A life-size Jason Takes Manhattan. I want to make a life-size slimy suit, the whole kit and caboodle, the whole enchilada, if you will. Jason Takes Manhattan. But that baby Freddy is a dream come true. You can't even see it. Right there. That's a dream come true for me. Brandon, what about you? What's something you want to own?
My ultimate own would be the original screen-used Trilogy of Terror doll.
Oh, hell no. You crazy.
I want that shit so bad. I know it just sold in an auction a few years ago for an insane amount of money, but that is the holy grail. That is the absolute holy grail.
Speaking of holy grails, Brandon, thank you, Horror Baddie. Get ready for this.
It's always been Creepshow 2. One that we have is great value, so it's a Creepshow 2 also to me just feels like that perfect 80s time capsule. You know what I mean? Like with the Firebird and the second sequence and all that stuff. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Walmart brand. It'll flip your lunch tray.
It's fucking fantastic. My facial hair really changes in between these clips.
We got Andonis with a 9.99. Antonis, not Andonis. Antonis. He says, Christian, did you watch behind the scenes on the 20th anniversary of A House of 1,000 Corpses? Did you see that bloody, disgusting, confirmed today that the first Insidious trailer comes Wednesday? I did see that. Insidious the Red Door is what it's called, right? I know Nick was really excited about that. I'll check it out, but I'm not like chomping at the bit about another Insidious movie. I watched about 50% of the behind the scenes on that House of 1,000 Corpses. There it is right there, the set. Are you picking that up, Brandon? Or no?
I don't know. Is it worth it?
What do you own?
I own the, what is it that I own? I own the, no, let me go grab it so I can confirm real quick, actually.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure which fucking version I own.
Let me play the clips for Antonis real quick.
With all these nicknames, everyone that I accumulate like 3 pounds of fat. Listen to me. The next time you have to think it, buy a box of milk duds or sneak them in, and go to the hot butter and drizzle it all into the box of milk duds. It is the best thing you'll ever have in your life.
Did I misplace this movie?
Oh, man. Thank you so much, Antonis. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You guys are killing it tonight. God bless each and every one of you.
Oh, I have this bullshit right here.
Did you guys hear that?
What I have is this bullshit.
The transfer is going to be the same, but the whole second disc has it labeled them as never before seen interviews and behind the scenes on-set interviews that I don't recall ever seeing, but I don't know if maybe they've circulated before. And then there's a bunch of home video footage of on the set of A House of 1,000 Corpses that's never been before released.
Okay. So I remember the other DVD, and I guess it's on here too. I remember there being quite a bit of like backstage reel and stuff like that. So, but if there's more like actual stuff I need to see, I'll definitely pick it up. I'm a sucker for his behind the scenes stuff.
Well, this book's really cool too because it's nothing but set photos and like it's actually really cool.
Nice.
The book's really nice. And they have this awesome card of Sherry Moon's butt. And it's upside down.
Why did they not do a 4K though? Like that's so weird. Like what's the point in releasing a new version?
I'm convinced that Rob does not have much interest in upscaling his movies because he's talked about not really being a big fan of upscaling his movies. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ebert Thawne says, in your opinion, what are direct horror sequels that surpass the original? Chad, help me out on this one. Horror sequels that surpass the original. I'll tell you one right now, Brandon. A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll tell you another one. I'll tell you another one.
Part 3.
No, I'm not going to just do a bunch of Nightmare. Psycho 2.
Yes. Yep.
Hellraiser 2.
Absolutely. Fucking A, man.
Right?
Halloween 2. I said it. Friday the 13th Part 2. I said it.
I don't disagree, but I don't agree about that. I love the first. It's not a battle I would have, right? But I love the first Friday the 13th so much. It's so moody.
It is.
But so is the second one. It's the only one that feels like the first movie, right?
I'm lukewarm on the second movie too. I don't think it's the best. I think it's way too short. It feels too short at least. But
it's got that vibe that Sean said. It's the only one that ever did that. Part 3 has such a good tone.
Part 3
too.
has a very cozy vibe too. A friend of mine at work was talking about it today. He's like, there's a very cozy atmosphere. I'm like, you're goddamn right. There's something really like.
There's just a thought, the coziness of Friday the 13th Part 3.
There it is.
You need to review and you need to do that video laying on your brand new couch.
Oh yeah.
Talk about how cozy the movie is while you're wrapped in blankets. You're wrapped in a butter blanket with a milk dud pillow.
Don't tip me. I can probably buy these things.
A milk dud? Dude, you need a milk dud blanket or something.
There's a yellow blanket on the couch right now.
The butter blanket.
Yeah.
Final Destination 2, Amityville Horror 2, great one.
The Return of Swamp Thing is better than Part 1. Aliens better than Part 1.
I agree with this. Phantasm 2 is the GOAT to me. It's the only one that almost makes sense. It's got the biggest production value. The tall man looks the best. Best lines. You think when you die, you go to heaven? You come to us. That's my favorite line. The boy thing is cute, but I actually find it a little silly. I don't really like the boy, but that line is my favorite. You come to us. That shit, that's terrifying. Are you kidding me? Phantasm 2 is the GOAT. Always has been, and it always will be.
Phantasm 3 gets no love, man.
It's fine. It's not bad, but come on, man.
Did you like Oblivion?
The top of the roller coaster is Phantasm 2, and it is.
Yeah.
We don't have to be coy about this. Phantasm 3 is not bad. I actually think for a straight to video movie, it's got some damn good production value. It does. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Exorcist 3 is the greatest Exorcist film. I agree. It ain't no butterflies.
Absolutely.
Does Evil Dead 2 outperform Evil Dead? Pat Master thinks so.
Evil Dead 2 is more enjoyable than Evil Dead 1. But Army of Darkness is better than both of those films. So,
JG Michael, I'm giving you a high five. I'm not saying it's better, but Texas Chainsaw: The Next Generation is my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Sue me. I'm not going to sue you. I love that movie. But I still think that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the greatest horror movie, period. End of story.
Yeah.
Finito. Finished. People were asking me if they think, do I consider Army of Darkness horror? I do. I just think it's a horror comedy, right? It's clearly a movie for horror fans, right?
Yeah.
That is a horror fans movie. Regular people aren't watching Army of Darkness.
No.
This is my favorite comment ever. Adrian James says, I haven't seen it, but The Conjuring 2. I'm assuming that means that Adrian James doesn't like The Conjuring. Oh my God, Brandon. The whole point of this stream.
Yep, there it is.
We're talking
Absolutely
demons.
True, too.
Now, time out, though. Once we get through some of these last few questions, we have got to get the chat. Brandon, you are going to give a eulogy to the chat on why Demons 2 is the superior Demons film. Are you prepared to do that?
I'm not, but I'll try.
Okay.
If I stutter and simp, you gotta jump in and help me out.
Nah, dude, because I've got to be able to record you to make new clips.
Ah, fuck.
True. What is Kevin asks again, what's the best performance by a child in a horror movie?
The best performance by a child in a horror movie. The best performance of a child in a horror movie. Oh, that's probably got to be Danielle Harris in Halloween 4/Halloween 5.
That's my first answer. That's my first instinct. But is that the right answer?
I feel like it's the most sincere performance, at least. You know what I mean? You could say the little girl from Dolls, but that's not really a great acting. Not that Danielle Harris's acting was great in Halloween 4, but there was a sincerity to it, at least.
Dude, I would say she's the best actor in Halloween 4, if I'm being honest with you.
Probably.
She's like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody's bad in 4, I don't think, but like she's as good as anybody.
Wade was pretty damn good, though. You know what I mean?
He gave it hell.
He did.
Fuck,
now I need to watch Halloween 4.
Best performance of a kid in a horror movie.
I'm seeing a lot of Gage is in the chat. Gage was pretty damn good in Pet Sematary. Even though he wasn't really self-aware because he's a fucking toddler, but he pretty good performance.
Verissimilitude says Corey Feldman, final chapter.
That's true.
The kid from Burial Ground. Rolling 666. Jamie says Signs. I don't know if she's referring to the Culkin kid or the daughter, but both of them were good. Ali says Andy from Child's Play. Orphan. I'm just gonna have to default and go with Danielle Harris as well. Linda Blair, says Alex Bacon.
That's true.
That's a good one. It's a really good one. There's a lot of we've everybody in the chat has let it rip. Kevin asks another question. Kevin fired away. What is the perfect? This is a great question. Now the chat, I need you guys with this one, okay? Because this is an important question. What is the perfect meal to eat when everything around you is crashing down? No, I'm just kidding.
I have an answer to that question.
Well, what is it?
A toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Okay. Brandon, did you think today when you were like, oh, okay, tonight's the Planet Dirty stream, we're going to have a good time. Did you think that the stream was going to have you being asked if you would play Butterball and then what song you listened to when everything around you is crashing down?
No. Life is full of surprises, man.
No, Kevin, this is Kevin's actual question. What is the perfect meal to eat while watching Halloween 3? That's actually an interesting question.
Oh, man.
Because is there certain foods you eat because it's a Halloween movie, a Halloween season movie, or is it Irish? Do you go the Irish route? Where do you go? Like, where do you go with Halloween 3? That's actually a really interesting question. And I think I have an answer.
All right, go first.
Steak fajita nachos with an extra large queso.
Jesus Christ,
dude! I don't know what it is. I envision myself with a plate getting ready to watch Halloween 3, and I had steak fajita nachos, and dude, I poured that queso all over them nachos, and I start eating when you see Harry running, right? I don't start eating while the thing's going dun, 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 dun. I'm preparing the plate. I'm salting, I'm peppering, I'm making sure my drink is filled, right? I'm getting my napkins, I'm putting the napkin in my shirt. Then I start eating when Harry shows up. I finish eating about the time they start heading to Santa Mira. I'm a slow eater. I take my time. My wife shovels. I'm assuming you're a shoveler, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really?
My
wife eats 17 times faster than I do.
It really depends on how hungry I am and into the product at hand I am.
Corn on the cob.
Absolutely.
Well, Brandon, what are you eating with Halloween?
Halloween, don't die. Christian's dying. Halloween 3 really feels like a nostalgic VHS night. So I'm going to go with the standard. I know it's cliche, but it's got to be a large pepperoni pizza with extra sauce, garlic herb crust, maybe some breadsticks, definitely some cinnamon bread, 2 liter root beer.
Well, you were about to say Pepsi. What happened?
No, it's got to be root beer for sure.
What happened? Were you wanting Pepsi and you stopped?
Because I realized I'm talking about Hungry Howie, so it's got to be Muggs root beer.
Shit.
I almost took out my 2 teeth.
We got another $9.99 from Antonis. Let's see. Here we go.
It's always been Creepshow 2. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Creepshow 2 also to me just feels like that perfect 80s time capsule. You know what I mean? Like with the Firebird and the second sequence and all that stuff. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Walmart brand. It'll flip your lunch tray.
It's still not old. Oh, thank you, Antonis. $9.99. He says, when will we find out if The Strangers 3 is coming out this year? I don't know. That's something I haven't heard about since last year. I remember me and Nick talking about that, and we still haven't gotten any updates on that, Antonis. But the second I know, I'll be sure to announce that. And Nick is the guy that stays on top of all that stuff. So ask again Saturday if you haven't heard from me before then, and Nick will know. He'll be able to tell you if there is or not. And then he goes, you guys more excited for The Exorcist 2023 or Saw 10 in October?
Saw 10.
Really?
Yeah. Are you not?
Hold on. Are you more? Which one? Let me ask. To answer the question, I'm going to agree. Agree. But which one are you more morbidly curious about?
Saw 10.
Really? Is it because you think that they've done this? They've gone left. They've gone right. They've gone north and south with this franchise. So what are they going to do next?
Yeah. It's such a tired franchise. Legion was so good. I can't speak towards the prequel or the other prequel that came out, Dominion. I haven't seen those movies, but like, I love the first film. It's scary. Exorcist 3 kicks fucking ass. Not a huge fan of 2. Didn't see the prequels. Now David Gordon Green is making a trilogy of requels to the first. It's like, why the fuck should we care about this movie? Why should we care? I just don't understand.
But don't you have this morbid curiosity with David Gordon Green? And I don't want to get into the Halloween thing tonight.
Yeah.
But the more I've distanced myself from the Blumhouse trilogy, I still can sit down and watch the films, chill out, watch them and all this. But from the storytelling aspect, now that I'm distancing from myself, it's really glaring how hot of a mess this whole thing was.
Yeah. I appreciate your enthusiasm for Exorcist. I just I have no interest in it.
It's not enthusiasm. Why. It's not enthusiasm. Yeah. It's almost Jesus Christ, what is about to happen? No pun intended with Exorcist. You know what I mean? Because of all that. That's what I'm getting at.
I guess I can see what you're saying.
Saw 10, Saw 10 is going to be milk duds and butter all day long. That's going to be comfort and fun. They don't need to do anything besides what they need to do is step it up on the traps.
I'm really worried about Saw 10, actually. I'm very interested in Saw 10. I know you and Nick already talked about this. I'll shut up about it after one or two sentences, but like Saw, I wasn't a huge fan of Jigsaw. I had no interest in seeing Spiral. I don't understand how they can make a midquel justify its existence within the franchise. As lame as that sounds. You know what I mean?
But did you think the same thing about Scream 6? Devil's Advocate?
No, because Scream 6 was my whole problem was the absence of Sydney and stuff and the novelty of the location change and all that stuff. This is going to be a midquel taking place in between what is it, 1 and 2, or is it 2 and 3?
I don't fucking know.
So it's like we're going back to the well, and we're going back to such a weird point in time in the timeline. I don't understand what the point is really, besides just making another Saw film. I don't want it to just be another entry. I want it to have a reason to exist. You know what I mean? That's my biggest problem with it. My biggest fear. Like, it might be fun and enjoyable, but I want it to also justify its existence.
Right. I'm still trying to justify my existence, but we got a $2 super chat from Ali. Thank you, Ali. How you doing, man? Ali, weren't you in school a while back? How did all that go, man? If you don't mind me asking. He says Brandon is Curly's twin from the Three Stooges. Spot on. Can you go whoop whoop whoop?
I cannot do that.
Well, Brandon, this is what you're going to be saying about David Gordon Green's Exorcist Kills in October.
It's fucking fantastic. I guess we do really have the similar haircut. Now I'm looking at pictures.
You Googled it?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Somebody, I'm sorry, the chat's getting away from me, but somebody basically just asked, what are they going to do different with The Exorcist? And are they just going to play Tubular Bells or what? Like, I kind of hope they play Tubular Bells. Maybe John Carpenter will re-record Tubular Bells, right? And 5/4 time. We've also got Total Meltdown with a $2 super chat. He says, "Have you seen Evil Dead Trap? Crazy movie." Total Meltdown. I just got the Blu-ray for that the other day. It's on my docket to watch. I've watched the trailer and it looks insane. Let me know if I should pick up the sequel as well. Total Meltdown 2. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. And with that, I say,
Listen to me. The next time you're at the theater, buy a box of milk duds or sneak them in, and go to the hot butter and drizzle it all into the box of milk duds. It is the best thing you'll ever have in your life.
dude, it just never gets old to me. This is what I'm saying. JG Michael summed it up pretty well. I am interested in how much of a train wreck it's possibly going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Possibly going to be. I'm
3
leaning...
movies though, man. Fuck.
I know. It's just like, I think you should go into every movie like you have nothing left to give after that. You know what I mean? Like you leave it all in the field, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Then you make a bunch of shitty sequels. You know what I'm saying? You make Halloween, and then you legally get forced into having to do another one that you talk shit about for 45 years afterwards.
Even though it's low-key the best in the franchise.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's see.
Well, real quick, Exorcist is just going to be a Hulu streaming thing, right?
I think it is, which sounds...
Saw 10 is going to be theatrical.
Peacock.
And Saw 10 is absolutely theatrical, correct?
Yeah. And you know, Ali, really quick. School is out. I graduate and take my board exam on the 6th. Dude, you got it. Fuck yes, Ali. You're going to kill it, brother. You're going to kill it. That's awesome. What's up, Jerry Nelson? Damn it, my mouse is freezing. All right, Brandon, let's get to another. We got a few more patron questions, and then we're gonna get to your Demons 2 speech.
Oh no. Delay.
Chris Cullen, what is your top vampire and Dracula portrayal? What is your top Dracula? Yours is Tom Cruise? No, I'm serious. Yeah. I don't know if that's kind of what you said. That was your favorite movie. That was your favorite when you needed a 4K. So what is your favorite Dracula portrayal?
Like actually Dracula the character, or just vampire?
Yeah,
it's got to be Tom Cruise's Lestat for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's probably my favorite vampire in film history. And if it wasn't him, if it wasn't Tom Cruise, it would probably be, I guess, and this is probably cliche, but probably David from Lost Boys.
Okay.
Cliche, but
I understand.
It's got to be that.
I'm the opposite side of the coin. I'm Jerry Dandridge every day of the week. And my top vampire is Frank Langella. So, and then he asks after that, do you think if Christopher Lee played, I'm summarizing his question, but if Christopher Lee had accepted the role of Dr. Loomis in Halloween, do you think he would have done it well? I think Christopher Lee would have done a great job. It would have been different.
I think he would have done a fantastic job. It would have been different, but I don't think he would have come back for sequels.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Even after that movie became a
I just don't think he would have. I think I know he came back as Dracula a lot for the Hammer films. I realize that, but I just don't think he would have come back for. Well, maybe I can picture him in part 2, but I can't picture Christopher Lee in Halloween 4, 5, 6. I just can't. You know what I mean? I could picture him in 2.
I think he would have gone back. Especially when he said he saw Deborah Hill years later at a party and said, my biggest regret of my life is not accepting that role.
Really? That's trippy.
Yeah, she said that on one of those documentaries. I mean, I'm sure you've had to have heard her say that. It was a big moment
somewhere along the line. Yeah.
I think he would have done a great job. I think fate played out right, and Donald Pleasance is clearly the man. Nobody was going to outperform him. Clearly, you know, he's so embedded in every horror fan's heart. You know, they love him. But I think he would have came back. I really do. He did talk about being coerced into a lot of those Hammer films because they would just start making them in higher production and stuff with really rough, bad scripts on a lot of them. and he would feel pressure to accept the role, or all those people would be losing work, and so he was kind of checkmated in a lot of that was accounts from him.
Mhm.
So, let's see really quick. So thank you, Chris, for your question. Zach asks, "Hey CHH, I just joined your Patreon this weekend and been a fan of yours for some years now. But my question for you is, what is some of your guilty pleasure horror movies that you enjoy to have a good time with?" Guilty pleasure movies, Brandon. Do you believe in guilty pleasure? Do you think that's a term that is acceptable, or do you think you should not feel bad about liking anything?
Yeah, I get the meaning behind guilty pleasure, but I am of the mind that you shouldn't feel bad about whatever you want to watch. Like, it shouldn't be a guilty pleasure. It just be something you happen to like that everybody else seems to hate. But yeah, I think I'm going to answer with Shock 'em Dead again. I have no shame in saying that movie kicks all kinds of fucking ass. And even though it's the cheesiest, most cringe fest movie on the planet, it is absolutely fantastic.
One of my guilty pleasure movies is a movie called Rotor. Have you heard of it?
I don't think so.
It is an incredibly hysterically bad RoboCop ripoff with an amazing poster and a 70s porn stash cop who becomes a robot and just walks stiff with no hardware on him. And it's hysterical. And he wakes up at 4 a.m. and the sun is blaring out in the sky already at 4 a.m. It's hysterical. That's my guilty pleasure movie. I actually really have a good time with Rotor. God damn, I hate this mouse. Okay. Great question, Zach. Thank you for being a fan and a patron. Just me in the house myself. Not sure if you got to it previously. What movie do you wish you could see for the first time again? Mine would be Orphan. Give me that theater experience again. See a movie for the first time again, Brandon. What's a movie you wish you could erase your memory of and relive it for the first time?
Probably Return of the Living Dead Part 1.
Good choice.
Like, I wouldn't want to erase the memories and the nostalgia I have of that movie, but like, I don't remember the exact first time I saw that movie somehow, but I still remember that complete terror of seeing that movie as a young kid. Because as funny as it is and as comical as it is, there is a relentlessness to the first film that is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And people don't talk about that shit. Like, that movie is one of the most, if not the most intense zombie films ever made. Like, Dawn of the Dead 2004, I feel like is right up there with that movie.
Sure.
Like, intense.
I can tell you the first time I watched Silence of the Lambs, it really affected me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a really thrilling experience that I would love to redo. Yeah, it was a roller coaster ride. And I just remember when he pulls the face off of himself in the ambulance. Dude, that shit got me. You know? Yeah. That was a hell of an experience. I love that movie so much. I love Silence of the Lambs.
That movie is so trippy because like almost every shot of dialogue is them looking directly into the camera lens. So it feels like they're staring at you, the viewer. It's such a weird movie, the way it's shot.
Yeah. They never got Lecter to seem as menacing in any of those sequels to me. You know, and Red Dragon, it's cool. It's cool to see him. You're not scared. You're happy to see him, right?
Yeah.
You know, at least I am as a viewer. Like when you get to the Red Dragon and then when in Hannibal, when he's loose, I love Hannibal. I think it's a fun movie, but it's like he's loose, you know, man. But when you see him in Silence of the Lambs, you know that I think he said that the dialogue was supposed to be, you know, he was supposed to be laying down when she walks to his cell, and then when he sees a reflection, then he gets up. But he said to the director, Jonathan Demme, he goes, if this guy is as keen as you says he is, he can smell her coming, and he's at attention when she makes it to her cell. So that's why he's standing up and ready for her. And then the famous "Hello, Clarice" doesn't happen, but everybody thinks it does. I'm not talking about the people in the chat, but like, you know how that's like a Mandela effect thing. He goes, "Good morning," you know.
Yeah,
that's such a good movie, dude.
The cable guy didn't help that Mandela effect either.
No.
Yeah.
Brian Cox is a great lector. Saturn Video. You'll get no argument from me. All hail Manhunter.
Yeah.
David Alvarez asks, this is a question for me. Is there any ranking of franchise versus franchise shows in the near future? David, I actually had an idea to do that with a couple franchises that had we were going to do Evil Dead versus something, and these were all franchises that had the same amount of movies. Nick will remember. I'll have to get with him about this because that was been fun. But that's a show I want to have a third person for in the future, because then there's a tiebreaker and we'll have a winner. And then if you, the viewer, don't agree with the one that gets picked, you can cuss at us. Joe Hess says, what's the most you ever lost on a coin toss? Can we get Bloodsport in 4K? If it was up to me, Joe, I would love to get Bloodsport in 4K. That's one of my biggest wants, is the Bloodsport in 4K. Drop a like on the stream real quick, like and subscribe. What's the most ever lost on a coin toss? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what the most ever lost. I've never really gambled. I'm a slot machine guy. You know, I like the thrill of the pull. Excuse me. That didn't sound right.
There's the next clip right there.
See, I need to clip that, right?
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. I guess I've lost like $50 on a slot machine before. I don't go in with a card. I keep the card in the vehicle, Brandon, and then I bring cash in, and then that's my money, right? Because otherwise you'll lose your house.
Yeah.
Do you have, what's the most you ever lost on a coin toss?
I couldn't tell you, but the machines on the from occasionally we have a port right next to us, and we go on the casino boat, and I'll play like the slot machines and stuff, but I never play tables or anything like that. I don't like card games and all that shit. So
I'm gonna make some super chat clips for Saturday, Brandon, of Nick. If you watch Evil Dead if you can, man. It was okay. Nick's idea. He's like, dude, have Brandon hop on with us so we can debate him, because he'll probably have a bullshit hot response to the movie. No, I think
if I come on there Saturday, that'll be my 10th time on Unita.
Let's do it.
When does it come out, tomorrow? Or Thursday?
No,
I mean?
Thursday. I'm going Thursday at 7:15. I'm going straight from work to the theater.
Yeah, maybe I'll go after work.
We got Antonis with a $4.99. Real quick, let's get it popping in here. Brandon, I get a drum roll, please.
It's always been Creepshow 2. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Creepshow 2 also to me just feels like that perfect 80s time capsule. You know what I mean? Like with the Firebird and the second sequence and all that stuff. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Walmart brand. It'll flip your lunch tray.
It's still fucking classic. It is classic as hell. You know. Oh, there's Nick in the chat.
There he is.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to make some super chat clips. I have my work cut out, but like obviously the clip of Nick saying, "Do you guys like that font?" Remember, I made a short of it. Did you see that short I made? It was like a week ago, and it's Nick saying he goes, "Hey, wait up, guys! Gotta ask like this font right now." And it was the Toasted Vein.
Yeah,
goes, I really like it. I can't wait to put the demon voice on that.
Excellent.
Oh man.
Excellent.
Let's see. Okay. Let me see if there's any more Patreon questions. Joe Hess. Joe Hess is no, that was it. That's all the Patreon questions. So there we go. Saturn Video says Nick joined the stream. Nick's more than happy. If you're free, let me know. I'll send you the link. You can hop on with us. So Brandon, now's your time to shine. Tell the people about Demons 2 and why it's God tier horror, according to you.
I have no formal speech I have no formal speech prepared, so this is going to be messy and wonky, and I'm going to stutter a lot and make some really awkward pauses. But I get the novelty of the first film. I love Demons 1. It's a great horror movie. It's so original and so weird and so out there. But Demons 2 is so much more fun to me than Demons 1. I think the soundtrack kicks fucking ass. I like the setting of the skyscraper. The acting in both films is not great, but the acting in part 2 is so frenetically cheesy. I'm in love with every bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
The makeup effects on like the hero demons, like like Sally, the first and forefront demons, is so scary. Like they are so scary looking in that film.
Yeah.
Remember when I saw Demons 2 as a kid, it really freaked me out because they were so, like, I guess they're similar to zombies, but they're so not similar to zombies because they're so like I don't even know what the fuck you would call them. They're just so frantic and crazy, and
It's like a higher RPM than the first one, right? And I think the soundtrack's even better too than part one.
soundtrack's great. The fucking dog monster's good. The little tiny like demon thing that we see here in the screenshot's awesome. Like, I fucking love that movie.
Do you have this movie on physical media?
I do. Yeah, actually, I rewatched it last night just for a refresh, and I was still like, this movie kicks just as much ass as it always has.
Show you something. Oh, Antonis, I'm so sorry. I'm so bad about this. Renfield had CGI kills, but there is practical effects all throughout the movie as well, especially on Nick Cage. But I don't want to say too much more because I'd have to get into some spoilers in a sense. Not really, but it's great, Antonis. Like I'm bummed out. The movie's going to take a bath financially. And it's not even getting a 4K, which is just bullshit. Quite honestly, that really pisses me off. But it's a good movie. Richie Hoare says, CHH, check the Patreon, please. You missed my last minute question. Let me see. I'm checking now. Apologize, yo. Richie, my friend Evan, aka Rhino, and I always get into this debate. Which is better, Friday the 13th Part 3 or Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter? Dude, you know what? In 5 years, I'm going to say Part 3 is better. Not today, but in 5 years, I'm going to say Part 3 is better. I love the ghost Jason in Part 3. But Ted White's the devil. That is a monster, That is a demon monster. Today it's Part 4, without a doubt. But I love Part 3. It's creeping up on my list. It's creeping up. It's creeping up. But it's final chapter is one of the best slasher movies, pound for pound, I think. You get everything you need in there. You know what I mean? So. But you said 4 as well?
Yeah, for sure. Final chapter is fantastic. I like bits and pieces of Part 3. It's low on my list in the Friday the 13th saga. But final chapter has everything, as we've discussed before. It's like it's top 3 in the franchise. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Part 4 is the best. I don't know what I'm saying. There's so much charm for 3, but Part 4 is a main event movie.
It is.
It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Thank you. Who is that? Richie Horrors. Thank you so much, man. We're at an hour and 30, guys. If you want to drop a like on the stream for me, be the last time I ask you guys. I won't bug you guys about that anymore. I just really appreciate when you guys do that. Brandon, do you have any final thoughts? This has been a fantastic show. I've had a great time.
It's been fun.
I do hope you can watch Evil Dead Rise before Saturday, and you can join me and Nick. If not,
that'd be a good time. I just rewatched Terrifier 2 like 3 or 4 nights ago. First time I've watched it since buying the 4K. And I fucking love that movie, man. I even love the runtime.
Well, you don't feel it as much at home, I found.
Yeah.
For me, anyway. I didn't feel the runtime as much.
It's just so good. It's such a breath of fresh air. it really feels like the director's name is Damian Leone, right? That's his name.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in contact with him to
Like
interview
the
him.
fact he's making such a splash, like good for that guy. Like he's doing what all indie filmmakers wanted to do. Like he's fucking moving that meter. So good for that guy. Do you think Damian Leone, I can't fucking say his name right for the life of me. Do you think he's sort of doing what Adam Marcus was doing back in 2006, 2007 when Hatchet first came out? Because this feels similar to that era. Because Hatchet was sort of revolutionary in its own way too.
It really way. That's actually that's an astute observation. Honestly, I would agree with that big time.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that don't like Hatchet. They think it's just way too goofy.
Yeah, I love that whole franchise.
Adam Green, not Adam Marcus. I knew
Green,
what he meant.
Yeah, Adam Green. I always say the wrong name. Yeah, Adam Green. I think Hatchet 3 is the weakest, but I can still enjoy it. But that franchise is killer. We need 5 and 6 and 7 of those movies. Yeah, look at that.
Don't be like me, people. This slipcover is so fucking good. I just had to get this.
That's not 4K, right? The one in your left hand.
This is the 4K.
That's the one I got right there. Yeah.
And this is the Blu-ray from Amazon, but it was also at Walmart. It showed up at Walmart.
That one has a really big trick or treat vibe to it.
Oh yeah, this one's clearly the better. This one's clearly the better.
That should have been the
they're
fucking
smart.
4K.
They're smart. They put the better artwork on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But they know people that want 4K are going to get 4K. They're not going to not get it because they don't like the slipcover as much.
Speaking of which, though, I just got this in the mail today. Terrifier 1 on Blu-ray. I didn't own this on Blu-ray.
Nice.
So I haven't seen this since 2019, 2020 on streaming. I've never seen the Blu-ray copy, so I'm stoked to finally watch this.
I think that the opening scene is hysterical. The pizza shop where he shits everywhere in the back. Get the fuck out of here.
I really want to buy All Hallows Eve on Blu-ray so I can rewatch that. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but that Blu-ray is like $25.
I got the DVD. Amazon. I like All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, it's good.
I do. I like the guy who played Art in that one too.
Yeah, he looks a little bit different.
Little bigger boy, but it was a good look. It was a good look.
Square face, yeah.
The thin Art the Clown works as well, but I like both guys. Total Meltdown with a $5 super chat. He says Sleepaway Camp 2 is better than any Friday the 13th movie. It's the perfect slasher. Prove me wrong.
No.
Dude, Sleepaway Camp 2 is hot fire, burning desire, though. You have to admit.
Sleepaway Camp 2 is fun, but Sleepaway Camp 1 is better than the worst Friday the 13th movies. Like Sleepaway Camp 1, not 2. Sleepaway Camp 1 is better than Friday the 13th 1 through 3. And Friday the 13th is my favorite franchise, and I'm still saying that.
What
silence,
dude? I'm processing right now. Really
Sleepaway
quick.
Camp 1 is so good.
Well, what do you think about Sleepaway Camp 3?
It's fucking fantastic. God damn it. 2 and 3 are a lot of fun. I like those movies. You know what I mean? Like they're really fun.
I never talk about these movies, I feel like. So I'm glad that Total Meltdown brought this up.
Do you well, obviously we both agree Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 are loads of fun, right? Like I love both those movies the same.
Sleepaway Camp 1, I have such a fond appreciation for more now. Once, it's weird as this sounds, when I finally got a big TV, at what I consider big is like 50 inches or up, and I could really absorb the image, I saw Sleepaway Camp 1 in a new light. But Sleepaway Camp 2 has some amazing hair metal on it. There's a band called Obsession that has a song called Desperate to Survive. And it's one of the best ballads of that hair metal era, quite frankly. It's an amazing song. So Total Meltdown, I guarantee Total Meltdown is bringing that into the equation because the music is fantastic. Better than any Friday the 13th movie. I wouldn't agree to that, but you're saying it with your chest, and I dig that. You know what I mean? And more people like Sleepaway Camp 2 than any other ones. That's clearly the fan favorite to me. I mean, the more people I see, they say, "Oh, dude, to hell with take your dick. Take it. I'd rather have Pamela Springsteen, Raising Hell, with 80s hair metal. And it's kind of hard to argue it.
Would you have rather seen Felissa Rose in the role in part 2 and 3 if they could have gotten
Pamela? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Pamela Springsteen was born to run. She was born to play Angela in those movies. I think she's perfect. I think Pamela actually nailed it as Angela in 2 and 3. I really do. I wouldn't change. I would never have wanted. I shouldn't say that. I'm glad Felissa turned it down. Pamela she makes those movies without a doubt. She's awesome in those movies. So I would not have rather Felissa come back. Would you?
It would have been interesting. I don't know. I don't know. That movie came out in what, 87, part 2?
Yeah, and I think 3 was 89. And 89 has more Obsession soundtrack, and it's like a digga 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 digga. It's a good song.
So Felissa Rose might have still been too young to even play 25-year-old Angela.
She was 17, 18 at the time. Right? Because she was like 14 or whatever when she did the first one. That was 80, 79. She talked about it. Yeah, she talked about she got offered it, and then she was in school, and she looks back and she was like, oh, I should have done it. You know, who would have thought I'd be coming to conventions and people would be wanting to meet me, and, you know. But I think I'm glad she turned it down, because we got Pamela Springsteen, and she is so lovable and pretty, and she was the perfect foil for those movies, I thought. In the world of slashers, where you've got jumpsuits and masks and, you know, what have you, you got Pamela Springsteen, 107 pounds, curly brown hair. I love her. Now, see, Total Meltdown's making me believe that Sleepaway Camp 2 is better than any Friday the 13th movie. I'm convincing myself.
Don't do it. It's a dark road to go down, man. It is a dark road.
Oh, man. Fade to Blood says Sleepaway Camp 1 is not really rewatchable.
I think Sleepaway Camp 1 is infinitely rewatchable. That movie and The Burning feel like fresh rewatches every time I rewatch those movies. And the kills in both those movies are so good and so inventive.
Well, there you have it. Let's see. Ain't No Way Sleepaway Camp 2 is better than Jason Goes to Hell. See, Jason Goes to Hell is Jason Goes to Hell is that, you know, that grub worm that just survives, man, and it keeps coming back, and you're not stopping Jason Goes to Hell. You know, I don't know. But I in my life, when I hear people talk about Sleepaway Camp, I always see more people in my life say, I'm not saying this is facts, but I see more people say that they prefer 2 over any of the other ones. Jason Goes to Hell is an abomination film, says Justin. How about it, Adam Marcus? Are you in the house? Zach's Horror House back at us again with a $4.99. Do you guys think we will get a Freddy vs. Jason 2 one day, or any other battle out? Just something I would like to see more of. Well, let's get this popping.
It's always been Creepshow 2. One that we have is great value, so it's a Creepshow 2 also, to me, just feels like that perfect 80s time capsule. You know what I mean? Like with the Firebird and the second sequence and all that stuff. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Walmart brand. It'll flip your lunch tray.
Has Shanna seen this clip yet and been like, why were you jumping on the couch?
Yeah, she's been laughing at it the whole stream.
Oh, really?
The night that I recorded that, she was actually sitting on the other side of the couch. So she saw it go down. Did I hear a camera? I didn't hear this before. Is there a camera sound effect at the end of that video?
Let's see.
Like
Let's play it again. Let's
it
play it
sound
again.
like
It's always been Creepshow 2. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Creepshow 2 also to me just feels like that perfect 80s time capsule. You know what I mean? Like with the Firebird and the second sequence and all that stuff. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Walmart brand. It'll flip your lunch tray.
you hit it like a at the end.
I think that I might have just editing, and I was like, oh, this didn't work, but I didn't cut it out all the way, whatever
too
that
good.
was. I don't think we'll ever get a Freddy versus Jason 2, Zach. Unfortunately, you know what I mean.
Mm.
Do I think we'll ever get another Versus movie? I think it's possible. Who do you cross over though? That's the question. And then you got to think about how. I think we're ripe to see Leatherface fight somebody someday. I don't know why him. I just feel like if he's gonna battle somebody, it'll be him. But I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question, Zach. I appreciate the $4.99 super chat, man. I don't know. I don't think that there's. I don't know if people want crossovers anymore. You know what I mean? Are people interested in that? That's the question.
We have no sturdy icons right now, so there's nobody really to fight.
Who would Art fight? Would Art fight Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey? Dude, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey would destroy Art the Clown.
I haven't seen that yet. I need to.
Just imagine Winnie the Pooh, like DDT and Art the Clown, and then dude, we need to make you a horror icon. Filthy Butterman.
Yeah.
Filthy Butterman versus Art the Clown.
Oh, we'd stomp.
We
just smother and lather.
That's another clip right there. We just smother and lather. Thank you, Zach.
Art could fight Victor Crowley. That's actually a good idea, Jaden.
Oh, dude, Victor would trash him. Are you kidding me? Victor would trash him.
Probably, yeah.
Jason Goes to Hell is a masterpiece of American cinema, says Ken, Mid-Level Media.
I fucking hated that movie for 25 years.
And now that's a long time.
And now I love it.
Say that whole statement again.
I fucking hated Jason Goes to Hell for 25 years. And now I love it. It makes me horny. There, you can clip that now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. The chat is updating.
Let's see. Maybe not 20, maybe like 22 years I hated it because that was 2018. Yeah, around 2015, I really started coming around to Jason Goes to Hell. That's a whole video documentary about it, though.
Oh, Medieval Media.
That's actually good.
I like that name. How about it, Medieval Media? Sam versus Art. Art versus Freddy. Total Meltdown with another banger. He says, Jason Goes Straight to Hell might be the most entertaining Friday the 13th movie in terms of gores and kills. I just can't get over the bad story.
I think there's an easy way to fix that movie. You know what I mean? And again, I love that movie now. And Adam Marcus, I think, did a journeyman's job as far as... There he goes. Anyways, there's an easy way to fix that movie. Take out the homoerotic shaving. Take out the body jumping. And show me a scene of him leaving the sewer. That's all I want.
Oh,
that's all
God.
I need.
Nobody. Oh my God, I'm sorry. What did you say, Brandon?
Saturn says, "Do we ever care about stories in Friday the 13th?" Yes. That's why we watch. Like, I feel like, and this is a hot take, I guess, but I'll ask the serious question. I don't ever watch any slasher movie just for the kills. Never have. Like, that's boring. If it's just for the kills, that's boring. Like, every slasher movie we love has a story in it. I'm going to have you narrate it, Ken.
Medieval media. I mean, here's the thing about the Friday the 13th, though, that works for me. The story is never added upon to where it changes the foundation. Besides maybe Jason Goes to Hell, right? Especially 1 through 8. And I know it's wonky in the timeline, but the story is this. Jason was a special needs kid who had facial deformities and drowned because the counselors weren't watching him, and he was pushed into the lake. He was swimming. The mom got revenge. They had to shut the camp down. Years later, they reopened the camp, right? Turns out Jason didn't die. He hid, whatever. That's the story. Each chapter of the movies is the next inhabitants of Crystal Lake and Jason extracting revenge. They don't necessarily build on that. That's the foundation. And then it's chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. And it's the revolving door of kids coming into Jason's area. And of course, what happens in part 8 is Jason follows the kids. And that's what I love about it. I wish more franchise horror things would do that, quite frankly. You know, Nightmare kind of did that, right? Because it was kids in part 1, then the house, they go to the house. That's the you know, the nucleus of Freddy is at 1428 Elm Street, you know, and then part 3, it's like the story moves and you build on it, but there's a foundation and it doesn't really get treaded on up until Freddy's dead. Eventually they do this, right? Eventually they add all this weird wonkiness. But when you have a foundation and you just keep it the foundation right, and then it's that's why I fucking love Friday the 13th. You right? There's nothing about part 4, 5, 6, 7, even 8 that you can say, man, the story just went in a really weird direction here. No, right? It's the foundation was there, and then it's just the next chapter. I wish more franchises would do that. I really do. You know, that's my 2 cents on that. Anyway. Hey, Pat Master, you good? Ken thinks it's funny, and I think it's funny. It was a typo, but it was a funny typo. Medieval media. It works. I think it's hysterical. Brandon got so bored with watching Jason Goes to Hell, he started to experiment with his milk duds. The rest is history.
You guys don't want the details on that one.
You know, we need Friday the 13th 2 on 4K. We have a Friday the 13th this year, Brandon, October. Yep, that's actually right. It's going to be my 5th wedding anniversary on Friday the 13th. What better present than to get Friday the 13th on 4K? Friday 13th 2 on 4K. Wouldn't that be nice? You know? Anyway, this has been a fun night, guys. We're closing in on 2 hours. If you have any last minute thoughts, prayers, anything like that, let it rip, guys, and we'll wrap it up. It's been a while since we had the last Planet Dirty, man. It's just busy.
Very busy. Absolutely.
You know. They better put it 2 through 4 up this year. Don't do that 1 a year BS. I know, but you know what? There's something fun. I actually, Ken, what I'm really more hoping that they'll do is a steelbook for The New Beginning, right? And they'll actually give us the VHS cover on a steelbook. That would be that's what I really want, right? You know what I mean? Anyway. Brandon, do you have any final thoughts? I thought this was a fun night.
Alien Day is coming up next week, man. Alien Day.
Tell me about Alien Day.
I've never really embraced it before, but I guess April 26th every year is Alien Day. So I think I'm going to do reviews of the movies on Alien Day next week for Tomato Vision. I think it'll be fun.
I'm excited about that.
The worst part about, and I'm rambling here, but the worst part, like I love making movie reviews, but the worst part and most tedious part is just fucking ripping the Blu-rays and like converting the Blu-ray files and like, you know what I mean? Like getting them imported into the editor and stuff. It's like, it's such a pain in the ass. It's fun making the review, but I don't like not using the clips. I want to have the clips of the movie in Blu-ray quality for the review.
Right.
But ripping the fucking thing is such a fucking waste of time.
Takes a long time, doesn't it?
Pain in the ass.
Damn it.
Why I'm rambling about this, I don't know, but I'm rambling about it.
Well, I'm excited for it because I know it's going to be really good, and you're going to do a good job. 3 hours, please. I wish me and Brandon are both beat. We both worked hard today. You planning on going to any cons this year? Texas Frightmare, baby. Next month.
Nice.
Going Saturday. Come
Hell
see
yeah.
your boy at Texas Frightmare on Saturday.
That's awesome. Yeah, we got Spooky Empire next month here in Orlando.
Hell yeah, you going to that?
Stoked about that. Yeah, it'll be our first one in a few years. We're taking Isabella there. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, she'll have a great time.
She's going to dress up as a witch. It's going to be fun, man. I'm not going to pay to meet anybody this time. I'm not wasting money on that stuff anymore. It's too awkward. It's just
I hear you.
It's too fucking expensive, dude.
I hear you.
I'll walk around, I'll get some footage, I'll creep from afar, but unless there's somebody that Shanna or I really wants to meet, I've just spent too much money over the years meeting people.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, way too much.
A lot of them are passing away, so you can't anymore. I'm very grateful to have the ones I have, you know.
Yeah, I'm glad we met Sid Haig before he passed.
Right.
I'm glad I met Kane Hodder. Glad I met Peter Criss, Elvira, Felissa Rose was fucking awesome.
Right.
But just so much goddamn money. Not to say they're bad people for charging or whatever. I don't know what the whole deal is with that stuff, but it's just like, it's a lot. Like you pay for the con, you pay for the gas to get there, you're paying for parking, you're paying for merchandise. It's like, fuck,
it's
when
getting out
end?
of hand. Dude, my first con was 2014. I paid $20 to get an autograph from Doug Bradley. It might have even been a free pick with the autograph, if not $40. Now you're paying $40 easily for an autograph from people. It's just it's getting expensive. So I go and just buy a bunch of shit I might not have bought online, but because I'm seeing it in person at a con, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mid-level, I've done a bunch of Jason Takes Manhattan covers, actually. There are a lot of them on my Patreon. Nightmare Films, your podcast is the best. Keeps me entertained at work. I love y'all. Thank you so much, Nightmare Films. Let's see what else we got. Final big thought. We need a Region A release of Cemetery Man. Yes, we do.
Yes.
Primetime Horror says, I just started my YouTube channel not too long ago. My vids were actually doing really good. I was wondering if I can get any advice on keeping the views and likes up. My advice, and take it as a grain of salt. If it's working, that means people like it. Give them more of that. Experiment and do your thing. But if your audience speaks to you with their time, right? If they're watching it and they're liking it, that means, hey, I enjoy this. Give them more of it. That's my advice. Brandon, what do you got for him?
I guess pretty much the same. I mean, I'm still growing and learning on my own. So you find the niche spot that works and you keep going with it until it dries up and you try something else.
That's it.
Just don't copy anybody else. Do your own thing and they'll come.
Let's see. Yeah, I need to get Tom Atkins too, his autograph. I'd love to knock him out. Anyway, listen, guys, I think it's going to wrap it up for us. We're 3 minutes from 2 hours. This was a hell of a night. You guys were great. Thanks for all the super chats and everything. All that goes back into the channel. I'm getting more lighting. I'm getting better LEDs. I'm hoping you guys have enjoyed the picture quality of my videos. Should have be the best they've ever looked, quite frankly. Actually, Brandon helped me up with setting up my you see, Brandon, right there is my DSLR. I got it set up. Brandon helped me set that up, and I got my videos looking good, sounding good. I've got my professional Shure mic. So all that money, guys, it goes back into the channel. It really does. So I really appreciate it. It doesn't, I'm always very appreciative. To all my patrons, God bless you guys. You guys are great. I try to keep the posts coming. I want to try to give you guys something new every day. And I've just started. I want to tell, and Brandon does this too, guys. I've started implementing a shorts thing, especially on days when I'm not uploading, having fun shorts. And I thought, why not post stuff that I'm just a big fan of? And I love teaser trailers. I love old commercials. So today was a big day for me. I did at 7 a.m. the Freddy versus Jason weigh-in thing in Las Vegas. At 12 noon, I did the teaser trailer for Child's Play 2. At 3:30, I did the teaser trailer for Jason Takes Manhattan. And then at 7, I did a Nightmare on Elm Street DVD and VHS box set commercial. That's really cool. If you go to my page, guys, go to Shorts and check those out. And Brandon, you do a lot of some of your best work. And I'm not saying this as a joke. Like, some of your best work is your short stuff, because your stuff is so creative, especially the creepy voice story stuff you were doing.
It
is great.
Yeah, shorts are fun to make, man. Just, short and sweet little pops in the fry pan. Yeah, it's fantastic.
So, guys, make sure you're staying on top of that and checking out our shorts on the shorts tab on YouTube. I mean, we're doing some fun stuff over there. It's really a lot of fun, and it's good time wasting stuff. But we're able to post stuff over there that's not just us talking. We can do fun clips and stuff like that of things we like, and we don't really get in any trouble for that. They don't give us any. It doesn't get pulled or anything. I haven't dealt with any of that yet. It just seems like the shorts thing is kind of more of like a fun thing that YouTube's a lot more lenient with. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much. I hope you all have a great rest of your night, great start of your week. If you're listening to this after the fact, thank you for giving me some of your time, and hopefully we made you laugh tonight. So there it is, guys. We love you, and we're going to end you with this.
It's always been Creepshow 2. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Creepshow 2 also, to me, just feels like that perfect 80s time capsule. You know what I mean? Like with the Firebird and the second sequence and all that stuff. The one that we have is great value, so it's a Walmart brand. It'll flip your lunch tray.